line. Take the radio, the big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
And hello to everyone, and welcome back here to PTM Racing TV. We're live here tonight at the dirt track in Charlotte for PTM Dirt Series Round 3 of 6, as they are taking away here on the track right now, completing up their practice laps here at the moment. We're about ready to go green to the heats here. Big stars on the line here. 11 drivers have clocked in with us here tonight at the dirt track in Charlotte. This track very hard to really tame and really to perfect here, and we'll get more into that as time goes on. But right now, here is your track tech talk for the evening. This is going to be a very unique track. You got two lines of play, really. You got the outside and the bottom, and anything in the middle is kind of fair game depending on how you run it. But generally speaking, you're going to see a lot of guys and gals try to aim more towards the bottom and the top side as time goes on throughout this race. So keep your eye out on that. The wind definitely playing a little bit of a factor here, and that will definitely set up for tonight's action here to start. So we're going to get ready to go ahead and get set up here for tonight's action here. Drivers getting last minute practices in real quick, trying to get last minute preparation set for themselves and their drivers as we get ready to field them in right now. Here is your driver lineup here tonight. Of course, you got the 84 Matthew Hofford there, and then you got the number 2 of Brian Stang. Crusader, Christian Shriver there in the 14, there up on the shore. Tyler Hagwood there in that 02 machine out and about. Joe Nuttleman there in the 4. The 7 is City, the Closer Taylor. Derek Pope and the 22. Chantel, the Throttle Pottle in the 5. The number 1 of Warren Young. Number 20 of Jeffrey Oakes. And then, of course, the 66 of Dustin Sonaker to round out your tonight's driver set here. Just about another minute left out on the track here for these drivers before we hit up the race and get ready to go green flag racing here. I will say right now we are having a little bit of some frame rate issues right now. I'm gonna try and see if we can get that cleared up here. Comes with a job, unfortunately, sometimes. There we go. I think we just got that fixed up. Hopefully it doesn't pop its rear ugly here head too much tonight. A lot of solid racing here, a lot of solid battles here. Justin Henson, you talk with the other folks about that, man. So now they are going to be getting away here to their final practice laps here, and then we will get to our driver line. We'll get to the driver setup here tonight. Oh, it looks like this 14 just threw it right into the wall there. I'm not sure why he threw it in so hard, but I guess he was just trying to run it in pretty quick there around Hofford. See, maybe there's some slider territory up there. Track has been well known to throw sliders around here, so I don't know. He might be thinking something later on. We'll find out. All right, folks, here we go. We are ready for tonight's first race of the evening. This is heat number 1 coming your way right now on the show here, as we will set them up into position here. It looks like on the pole it will be Tyler Hagwood there in the 02. We'll start him up. Or excuse me, that will not be Tyler Hagwood. Actually, that will be the 00 there of Derek Pope. Derek Pope will be the starting gun here on this one. He will be the driver to set the tone. It is outside. It will be Cindy the Closer Taylor in the number 7. And then row number 2, it's going to be Tyler Hagwood in the 02. And then it is outside Matthew Hofford in the 84. The next row on back, we'll see Warren Young in the 1 and final starter the 2 of Brian Stang. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for tonight's first round of action here. Round 3 of 6 for the PTM Dirt Series is now underway, as we look to start getting closer and closer to crowning a champion for the season here. Terry James saying, me too. Just messes up the folks over at Bella Mill Racing League, guys. Maybe they'll talk to you there. Joseph Nuttleman watching with us now here on the show. Thanks again for everybody tuning on in. This is now the white starter here. The yellow flag high in the air, which means now green comes out this next time by. We are ready, set, pace, steady Eddie, ready to fight it around there, Getty. Pace truck now will come off the track, get lined up in a position here. Derek Pope in the 00 will have the early gun. He'll have the starting position. Cindy the Closer Taylor, the U.S. Air Force afterburner, will have the outside line all to herself. Hofford and Hagwood are going to go locking up here as they come down around out of turn 3 and 4. It's green flag race. We're underway. Off the line through the chicane. They'll bring him down here into turn 1. A little bit of a bobble there already from Derek Pope there and Hagwood. They keep it stable, keep it steady there, but right now as they field it around here down out of turn 3 and 4, Cindy goes to the high side, tries to get a run up there. Hagwood stays down low, little bobble there from Pope. Here comes Hagwood now down on the behind there. Right behind Pope, makes a jump for it there. Matthew Hoffer trying to get some momentum keyed in there as well, trying to move the field in real quick, trying to field to buy, back him on down. On board here with Hoffer, and you can see that charge he's got going on for himself right now to get up there to Hagwood. Hagwood doing all he can though to keep him away from taking that spot away from him. He goes straight up to the high side. The slider is thrown on it from Hagwood to Pope. Pope doesn't quite get the run he was looking for there on the out of turn 2. He loses all his momentum and loses all that grip and power he had just a minute ago. Now Hagwood has the race lead. Matthew Hoffer though is not far behind him. Hoffer trying to close in on the gap that Hagwood started to create there. Maybe trying to bowl through a little bit more. Hagwood's got a pretty solid line into the pocket though. He's holding off some serious competitors here. He's really keeping his momentum alive. You can see the whole field right behind him. How about that camera angle for you? Just absolutely laying into it, not giving an inch to any of these drivers. Stang has to go up high. Cindy drips up a little bit. Pope gets a little loose. That's one thing you'll see a lot out of turn 2 and 4. Is how easy it is to get those cars loose off that exit. That really is what sets up these runs for a lot harder of a position. Hofford there gets right by Pope, now starting to close back in on Hagwood. 5 to go here, down out of turn 1, down in turn 2 once again, and Hagwood has the advantage. Derek Pope there starting to make a little bit of a move here with Brian Stang on his outside. The battle for 4th commences. Runs them through on the outside line. There goes Stang Hip trying to make some moves there on the City Chevrolet number 2 to the 00. Derek Pope. Pope is throwing some serious lines in his zone and area play, trying to hang in there, trying to get something going his way, and Cindy the Closer Taylor just watches on from behind here. Solid run and a half here for that 4th spot right now. Hoffer trying to catch up to Hagwood, hasn't quite got the momentum he's looking for here now. It's a battle for 3rd for them. And Hoffer gets a little too aggressive there out of turn 1 and then 2. And unfortunately, the rear end slides back out of him. It costs him all his momentum, and that just sets him back to the back. To the outhouse for you, sir. 2 to go. Oh, man. Hoffer had a strong run and a half there. And once again, Hagwood catches another break on the show. He had competition that time around, though. You can't say Hoffer wasn't putting the boost to him. They were literally about a half a second off of taking away Hagwood's lead, but Hoffer, unfortunately, took it into the slick, and when you get into that slick, man, it's like ice. It's like a thin sheet of ice. You get stuck in there, it's not easy to get out of it, and it sends you for a ride. Final lap, white flag comes out here. Hagwood is going to come down around out of turn 3 into 4 up on the high banks, high side, high zone. It's all his. He will take home heat number 1. And a solid performance there from Hagwood, as it seems to be a persistent schedule around here, but I don't think there's any discounting what we saw there with these drivers here on that one. Heat number 1 results coming your way now. Hagwood takes this one. Stang gets second, third to Derek Pope, fourth to Cindy the Closer Taylor, fifth to Warren Young, and sixth to Matthew Offord to round out the field. And now we have gridded up into our next order here. The drivers are lined up and ready to go back at it once again. Five cars in this one here to the 6 here. On the pole, Chantel, the throttle bottle in the number 5. They're outside, or excuse me, she'll be on the outside. And the number pole will be Jeffrey Oakes in the 20. Row 2, we'll see Christian, the Crusaders driver, in the 14 is outside. It's Dustin Sparkalicious Sloanaker in the 66. Final starter, the 4, a Joe Nuttleman in the Bass Pro Shops machine. And he will be the man to try to get up to the front, try to fight his way in with these guys here. See some of these awesome designs here on the cars that we've talked before here. Of course, the old red, white, and blue. Support the military, support the troops, of course, of Jeffrey Oakes. To that live theme, live rendition, design style of Chantel Throttle Pottlez machine. Rocking a little green energy tech up on that one. And then, of course, driver, I think we've kind of seen what he's been running. He's been running that Maconi setup shop, Pottlez Wrapz Grid Finder number 14 Beast Fox Racing machine. Sloanaker coming out with a little bit of a new look. He's looking to feel like a little Candy Crushing out here. And then, of course, Nuttleman playing a little bit up to the little camo days, the little hunts and stuff. He has his style in his area, and as they bring it around on the front straightaway, green flag flies, and Chantel didn't even get off the line there. Jeffrey Oakes and Shriver just get a huge start on that one. Up on the high banks, Oakesy goes up, drifts a little spin, gets a little looser off that corner. Now they'll field it around here, coming down. Here comes the slider! Oh, throws a huge one right at Oakesy. Does Shriver. He manages to take the race lead away. He tipped that one so far down there. I thought that was really some Tostino's chips and some freshly made cheese. Man, he got hungry down there. He threw it way into there. Well, he's got the race leads up on the high banks and trying to go after Hagwood, and I will see how well that goes for him. But right now, you got a battle for second. Nuttleman, Pottle, and Oakes are all in this one. Fields it around. Ooh, Chantel almost getting a little bit loose there. Manages to keep clear of trouble. Staying out of that problem zone. Here comes another slider attempt, maybe. The 4 Nuttleman goes down low, throws it in, doesn't go for the slider. He stays off. Oakesy has to get the bottom line. But once you get into that slick territory, it's like ice. You gotta be careful down there, Nuttleman. That tracker boats Bass Pro Shop number 4, Nuttleman man and him right now are just going absolutely berserk on one another. Chantel's got to be loving every minute of this, and I guess right now, if you want to say something, I think Shriver is just literally running away from the field. I don't even think he cares what's going behind him. Hagwood has been the only driver that has won on the series so far. Some of these guys and gals are saying tonight they want to take him down and finally beat him out on that, but you know, to do that, you've got to make sure you can find your own lines and your own races, and you got to work your way into this stuff. The Mount Mills Racing, Pottlez Wrapz, Green Tech Energy number 5 there, Chantel Throttle Bottle trying to get in there with Jeffrey Oakes in the 20. Meanwhile, Dustin Sloanaker in that 66 Candy Crush Saga machine. Well, let's just say right now he's kind of hanging around somewhere. On board here with him, you can just see the distance from the positions right now everyone else is in. That may just be a little bit due to the inexperience of Sloanaker, unfortunately, on this track. Right now, currently, Nuttleman up on the high banks, high risk, high reward, maybe trying to follow in pursuit of what Shriver is doing right now currently. He's moving his chains in and moving the field around here. Jeffrey Oakes up on the high side there with Chantel, still fighting him out there, trying to get some momentum carried through. To support the troops, number 20 still works his way up on the high banks there, on the area play there, as we go on board here with the throttle. You can see her working that wheel and trying to keep that car on line, trying to stay in the position in the zone. But you can just see how hard Jeffrey Oakes is working that middle line, that middle play. There is still some grip down there he can use as the white flag comes out. Shriver has a huge lead. You just see how far that camera had to switch around to pan to get to him. That Fox Racing 14 is literally checking out the whole field. He is out for blood. He's out to finally take one home. But coming down out of turn 3 and 4, Oaksey and Nunnelman almost. Whoa! Almost trying to stand still for second, and Chantel tried to get in there with Oaksey and take that one. Didn't quite work out the way he was hoping for. A victory there for Shriver, which now leads us into our warm-up session here. And we will see more of these drivers in their lineup here in a minute. 2 minutes on the clock for the drivers. They will practice them up. Two minutes on the clock here. Hofford and Crusader are going to go and do their own thing here and run their way in here. Hagwood also bringing the car out, and the throttle and the 7 all coming out as well here. So folks, that will cut to our quick commercial break, but do not go anywhere here. When we come back, we're going to kick it to the limit and put the pedal to the metal in its finest. These drivers have a 40-lap feature event coming your way. Do not go anywhere. Well, PTM round 3 of 6 for the Dirt Series has been brought to you in part by the Maconi Setup Shop. Only the best and the fastest setups come from Maconi Setup Shop. Visit up their website at MaconiSetupShop.com to find the right setup for your next race. By Pottlez Wrapz. If you want your vehicle to match your style on the track, visit up Pottlez Wrapz for just that. The most affordable designs made at your leisure. Pottlez Wrapz is the right way to go. And by good friends over at Grid Finder. Grid Finder is the best way to find a new league. Filter your search by race day, by your geographical region, gaming platform, racing sim, and car class. You need a broadcaster or livery designer? Then search Grid Finder, the home of online racing. I was recently on there a while back here, and I actually was checking out some of their stuff. Like you see on the phone, I've got camera footage of here. They were definitely helping us out a little bit there, and we do appreciate helping them kind of figure that in. Real quick though, a word from Maconi Setup Shop as well.
At Maconi Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.MaconiSetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Maconi Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
And I just now realized my mic was completely cut off. Thanks a lot, producers. So race fans, we are up and ready to go here, ready to get set up for this one here now. As they field it out of turn 4, Hagwood, Shriver, Stang, Oaks, Pope, Model, Taylor, Swanenker, Young, and Hofford will lead them off as the green flag flies high. We're underway. Little tag there from Hagwood for Shriver. A bobble there as well. And sends Stang into the wall, down to the tires. Oh my, Stang goes right into the tires there and nowhere to go. Unfortunately gets tagged in by the Crusader himself. Honestly, it looked like he just had nowhere to go, unfortunately, and ends up getting the tag on that one. That's the thing with these dirt series, man. You got to be careful about it. It's just how easy it is to get spun around here and how hard it can be to really set those cars up for position. They will have to reload and reset here. We are under caution for the first caution of the day. And apparently still, I've got to yell at the producers for setting up these 0th cautions. That's not the 0th caution. This is a caution. This is the first caution, producers, for crying out loud. Caution flag is out, and looks like Shriver's going to the back. Looks like they're telling him he's been a little bit of a naughty boy for something. Looks, sir. So that will open the door up here for Hagwood and Oaks, and Pope as well, and then Sean, and then of course Pottle, then Taylor, Young, Hoffer, Sonaker, Stang, and then Shriver will be put back there. Nettleman, unfortunately, still not able to make the call back here, so. Hope everything is okay for him here as we get things situated through. They will line themselves back up into position. Worked away around 10 drivers are still fielded in this one right now. Stang finally out of the pits and fixed up after that little issue he had a minute ago. Coming down around out of turn 3 and 4. Hagwood will have the start. And he will have Oaksy there as well with him. Green flag flies back out. We're back underway. And out of the gun there on the start here. Into position here. They field him around here. Out of turn through. We got ourselves a 3 wide slip there between Cindy the closer, Taylor, Chantel, Throttle, Pottle, and Matthew Hoffert. Still 3 wide there out of turn 3 and 4 holds their line, stabilizes it in. They managed to keep it stable and keep it running pretty hard there out of the turn into the corner zone once again. As they feel it back in, a little love tap there from Cindy to the throttle. The closer giving a little bit of a bump and run there. Now a 3 wide slip there. Here comes Shriver there, down low. He sends it right back at Stang. A little bobble there from Hoffer, and Cindy manages to tag him in again, and Stang gets a little bit tagged in as well. Moving him through and around. Oh! Chantel drives it in a little too deep, gets into Cindy, and sends the cars in for a panic. Caution is out, and once again, out of turn 2, it bites the drivers again. That turn 2, man, that thing's biting everybody here. I know the track got cleaned up a little bit, but it's biting everybody right now. Well, nevertheless here, folks, they will try to reset them up and reset them back into position here, but unfortunately for the closer, damage up on the right side. Thankfully, they are rinse to repair as they are allowed to use up, so they can get those in pretty quickly. So it looks like Chantel is going to the back. Race official saying you caused a caution, you're going to the back. And a good sportsmanship at least on her as well as Cindy there to keep things cool and all that. That's one thing that folks a lot around here need to realize, that when you're driving these dirt series, for the most part, when you run with a good bunch of folks, like we dealt with the Mississippi Dirt Series and even the Blood Eagle Racing Boys, everybody is always usually very cool and very good about taking the caution or going to the back or having to deal with what they did. They know if they messed up, they messed up, and that's no different here at Pottlez Wrapz Racing League. Man, they always try to take in serious account and serious consequence of what happened and what goes down there. Sometimes it's not always about winning, it's more about just playing that sportsmanship and that line and making sure everybody knows what is real and what's up. And that's exactly what it's all about here. That's why they're doing this. So here we go, folks. Double file them up on the restart here. We're ready to get back to green flag racing here. Also, if you haven't seen our post, we have ourselves another show coming your way in just under an hour. Those fast and fun boys are back out here, and they're going to Michigan, so I'm going to have to hit a plane right up there to Brooklyn, Michigan here in a little bit. As you hear the roar of the cars come back to life, which means we're back underway here. The green flag flies, and it's up and running, and Sonaker gets right into turn 1 there. Oaksy takes them all 3 in and crashed on bound. Gosh, and it's out again. So Naker just drove it in a little too hard. Oaksy was just trying to get the car to turn, and unfortunately it got bit the dust. Oh, man. The troubles just keep coming. The dirt track at Charlotte, man, this is a track that we know we can see some amazing races, some amazing battles, but right now, the track is biting them. And it's biting them hard, man. Well, we're going to try to get this one situated through once again. Slonaker, I believe. Let's see what happens here. Looks like race officials are telling him, looks like he might have to go to the back here. No word on that one yet there. I want to talk about not catching a break here, of course. Brian Stang and Schreiber and Christian Schreiber, I'll tell you right now, those guys are not catching any breaks on this track. Both drivers running hard, running clear as can be, but just having troubles getting this car styled in here tonight. So they will bring him back around here onto the front straightaway, and I believe they will double file him up now. Here we go, yes. So they will run him back through their field, running him down into the corners. Hagwood still has the race lead. Right now, currently, the way things are going, I think he wants to keep that for a while. Looks like race officials are going to let Slonaker stay in a spot there. As they move him through here, out of turn 4 here, back on by once again, and the green flag flies. We're back underway. Out of turn 1, down turn 2, Hopper, whoa! Goes way up there. He ends up getting really loose off that squirrely spot here. Takes it to a 3-wide. So Slonaker, Pottle, and Hoffert as they tag it around again. More trouble there. Slonaker tags Pottle, and Stang gets the blunt of it. And that's another caution of brewing. Oh man, caught. Somebody tell the Gritch Graphic Gremlins to get out of here and leave these drivers alone. This track is just eating them away and not giving them any breaks. Hagwood right now, though, he's got to be sitting pretty comfortably in his mind. He knows he's pretty much got a good spot up right now. He's got a pretty solid case of where he's doing right now with the way that car has been. It's been hanging out there for a while, and it's been holding up for the most part. And he knows that right now, the way he's looking, he has a good chance to possibly take home the season title with just one more big win after this one, if he can pull off a win here. But again, you can't count out some of these guys. Derek Pope in that 0-0, and then Warren Young in the 1, and then Sidney Closer Taylor have always been key factors, key drivers that you got to keep your eye on no matter where you go. And that is no different around here. We'll see how it all plays out here, though, as the field is ready to align back up into position. Still got a lot of solid racing your way here tonight, of course. Double feature, one here on the dirt and then one on the asphalt later on right now as we're about ready to finish this one up. We will back about out of turn 3. The racks stacked and all that to turn 4. Looking for the green, waiting for the lights to come on. There's the roar, there's the crowd, here we go. Let's see if we can get a good turn here out of turn 1. See if they can hold it. Stable, looks good, Everyone's looking pretty good. A little bit of a charge there from the 14. You see him down low, the 20. Bringing it straight in, trying to hold some momentum in that line here. Warren Young sends it right into Derek Pope. Slider City on that one. And a tag there from Schreiber to Hoffert. Hoffert slows down a little bit, gets put back a bit here in the corner zone. Moving him through once again. Hoaxy up high. Chantel a little bit loose end to Hoffert once again. Tang gets another tag there on the front end, and you can see how hard they are running their lines in. They're all trying to find some grip, some ground there. Warren Young looks like he possibly has himself a bit of a run and a go here at Hagwood. Will he be able to keep the momentum alive, though, as we go on board with him? You can see all that dirt that's stuck on his face shield. He's dealing with that right now as we speak. And wait a minute, there's trouble there at turn 2. Chantel throttle Pottle, and the 5 comes to Sutton Hall. The caution comes out. Caution is that way. Whoa, look out! Whoa! Oh. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh my. Warren Young gets tagged in there, unfortunately had nowhere to go, and that's going to bring up the PTM Instant Replay and find out what exactly happened there. We saw Chantel was stuck on the high banks there. She was completely stopped. But what went wrong exactly? Well, let's take a look here from the PTM Instant Replay now up on your scoreboard here. Now, everything looks pretty solidly here. Everything looks like pretty good racing. Looks good, looks good. Let's see what happened. The two females going at it. The ladies playing some hard runs. Into the slick goes Chantel. She tries to get out of it. Oh, she barely clips a tire. Upside down, double barrel roll flip. 3. Lands it. Oh my, hard run there and a hard lick and a half. And then all of a sudden she's trying to get out of there. And I don't even think Hagwood realizes where Chantel is. Tries to get that car reset, and then Hagwood gets out of it, but Warren takes the blunt of it, and then, well, the whole field kind of gets a little bit of a licking or two in there. So now the drivers are currently getting fielded back around here now. A hard little rollover and crash there, but Chantel is okay. She has got the car back up and running. She's a tough cat. She don't mind anything. She'll take it. She can take it. Well, right now, I would not want to be Hagwood after that one. I think if I was him right now, I'd be a little worried about what I just saw. I'd be like, oh man, I caught a break there, but that could have been ugly for me. I'll admit that up front. Derek Pope will now be on the outside line. Warren Young, unfortunately, because of the stoppage there, had some damage. He had to get cleaned up. They'll bring him down the front straightaway now, folks, and we are ready to get back underway here for this one. Work their way on in here. Cindy the closer, Taylor, Matthew Hofford, all looking for a piece of this one, trying to take away the unbeaten streak of Hagwood, but right now I think they're trying to figure out how to survive this track. Michael Mitchell saying go Pope. Tanner Kellogg joins us in. Anson's with us, as well as Terry James. Great to have you all on board here tonight, guys. Alright, here we go. We still got 15 laps to complete here. And still under caution. Looks like we weren't quite just ready yet. This is kind of the worst feeling, in my opinion, right here, is what you see right in this car. Just because right here, this is literally just patiently waiting for that green flag to come out and just waiting for that start, making sure that that leader doesn't just run away from you off that getaway, because with these cars, they don't necessarily have all the momentum, but they can take some damage and some hits, which makes them why they're so fun to run, so easy to take on. But that also can be a bit dangerous when all is said and done, because that still means you have to get a good jump on those starts and a good battle on through. Hagwood gets that in there as the green flag flies. Back them on by there. Oaksy and Hoffer have a little bit of a duel there, a little bit of a run around in the zone. Derek Pope puts it close up to Hagwood. Hagwood might be in trouble here, getting a little bit of a run on him. Pope tries to get a move there on him out on the outside here. You can see Schreiber gets into the corner zone out of turn 4. Up there with Hofford. Hofford right now chases the outside line. Stang tries to stay low and stay in that position, but that's Derek Pope right now that seems to have a little bit of a gain up on Hagwood, maybe having something for him here. Hagwood is still undefeated, and Pope knows that he wants to take him down here as they come down out of turn 2. A 3 wide slope there comes between Stang, Hofford, and the Crusader. Tries to reel it in there. The Fox Racing 14 trying to hold off that City Chevrolet of the 2 Stang, but you can see Hoffer. Oh! Oh man, big lick and a half there between the drivers, gets crashed in there as they call the caution right there. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. Well, from our vantage point, it looked like they just overdrove it the slightest bit, ends up getting a little too aggressive. Hofford has to go into pit road to get that car fixed up really quickly. Looked like Stang was trying to hold off Schreiber, and Schreiber threw it way in there and threw up a hard run. Unfortunately, when the 3 wide slope hit there, I'm not so sure that was what exactly they were planning on to have happen there, but Derek Pope I gotta believe right now in his mind, he's just thinking, man, come on, guys. I'm trying to get this cat. I'm trying to take him down finally. I believe this is the 7th caution of the night here, as our drivers will field him back in and hopefully try to remedy all the madness and all the chaos here. Remember, folks, we still have another race coming your way here tonight. So be sure, if you haven't already, to like and follow us up here on Facebook. If you catch us up on YouTube later on, thank you again for tuning in. We hope you like, share, and subscribe. If you would, that would greatly be appreciated. Follow us up on our social media platforms, of course, on Twitter, Instagram as well. So now, we're going to double file them up once again and see if we can get this one finished in. Hagwood will have the race lead on the starting point. Once again, only 6 to go this time. By time is running out for these drivers. Can we get ourselves a good solid run and a half here from Pope to take down Hagwood, or will Hagwood once again have his way and have his position? We'll find out. Here we go. Green flag flies. On the high bank, Oaksy goes up, trying to get something to go in there for the support the trips 20, while Derek Pope in the 00 starts to move the chains in around to the 02 of Hagwood. Cindy the closer, Taylor throwing some haymakers there as well. She's starting to make a charge. All drivers doing what they can to hang him in there, trying to field him on by there. Chantel goes to war here with an old nemesis of hers, the Crusader. He fields it down the bottom. He's trying to get a run. Tags the throttle, though. Gets a little loose there. Gets a little tag. Tipsy turmoil. It didn't seem to affect him too much. He's just throwing it right at her, for crying out loud. Man, you got to back off once in a while. Holy cow. Throw a haymaker and a half. Loses all his momentum for that. And Cindy the Coulter Taylor runs, losing time there. Derek Pope there, and Hagwood. And Tyler Hagwood right now, all in a war of zone and a war of attrition, trying to field them into the zone. We are down to the final 3 laps, folks. James Mander, where's the 27 car? Oh, I don't know. You tell me, buddy. Pat Mandred, one of the guys we see around here as well on the PTM circuit. Great to have him on the show. But right now we're about ready to finish this one out with only 2 to go. Hagwood and Pope right now. Solid connection here. Hagwood has a little bit of an advantage here. Tries to hold off, tries to stay in that area of play. Jeffrey Oaks on the outside looking in there. Matthew Hoffer in the 84. Chantel Throttle Paul trying to hold it in there, trying to stay in it. Back them on by here once more. Every driver for themselves. Everyone trying to give it their all they got here, but the white flag comes out. Can Derek Pope get something? Get something going for himself. He's running out of time. Pope is coming down out of turn 2. Hagwood's already in turn 3. Fields it in around out of turn 3 and 4. One more big run there from Pope. It's not going to be. Coming to the finish. Tyler Hagwood wins round 3 and 6 and remains undefeated. He remains undefeated. And I gotta believe there's no one that's a happy camper than him. Besides the fact he just sent it right in to the 02 there. A lot of smoke coming out of the old Crusaders car there. I'm not sure what's going on there exactly. Chantel Throttle Pilots managing to come up 4th, and a solid run and a half here for these drivers here, which now brings us to our final results here. Here is the final results here for the drivers. Hagwood takes home the win, remains undefeated in the show. 2nd goes to Derek Pope. 3rd to Cindy the Closer Taylor. 4th to Chantel Throttle Pottle. 5th to Jeffrey Oaks. 6th to Matthew Hoffert. 7th to Christian the Crusader Shriver. 8th to Dustin Sparkalicious Sonaker. 9th to Warren Young. 10th to Brian Stang. And rounding out field, Joe Nudelman, Joker Joe as we call him, in the 11th spot. Unfortunately not able to make the call here tonight. So that will wrap it up here tonight, folks, for your series here. But a word real quick here, of course, from our sponsors over at Maconi Setup Shop, at Pottlez Wrapz, and, of course, Grid Finder. To all those that have helped support Up Pedal to Metal Racing League this season for the Dirt Series, they want to say thank you again. And thank you all the fans at home for tuning on in. And until next time, when the green flag flies, we'll see you right here next time on PTM Racing TV.